claims she a feminist, and her feminine. Girl, you know that he average. Girl, you know I'm a savage. They gon' let me in this club in these dirty vans. Clean money, I count stacks with these dirty hands. Do a show, caught the rack with my new advance. 50 bands, 80 bands, 100 bands. I'm the American dream.
Right at the convergence of the Three Rivers on Art Rooney Drive, we welcome you to Heinz Field in Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania. Nothing like the fanfare of introductions to an NFL game, and that was in evidence a moment ago. Fireworks, pyrotechnics, you name it. This crowd is ready as their guys get set to match up between the San Antonio Dreadnoughts and the Pittsburgh Steelers. The final playoff push is upon us. It's Week 12 of the NFL season, and we're underway on EA Sports. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Throwing on first down is Mahomes. Oh, he's going to air it out right away. Into double coverage, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams. And he will take this all the way down to the 38-yard line. Certainly not how they envisioned ending their opening drive here in the first quarter.
Too many ones in this play. First quarter, first drive, first interception thrown.
And that last one, that hurts. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
Lucky 56.
Now a play fake here on first down. Wide open receiver complete. And they're going to be set up down around the 15-yard line. 23 yards on the play. Right after the turnover, they come out throwing.
And that means it's a sudden change situation. We used to practice it on defense. Sudden change, get out there, stop the offense. But you typically run out there a little bit unsettled. I think that's why he came right out throwing the football, hoping to catch him off balance.
And he did. Now a throw to the end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
To throw again, Fields. And that is incomplete. Corey Davis, the intended receiver. And that'll make it 3rd down.
Defensively here, you're facing a top-5 team in terms of points scored in the NFL. So when they're that high-powered, you've got to find a way to hold them under 20. Because to me, that's the magic number. 20 points scored, you give yourself your best chance to win.
So if they're up around 24, 28, 30, they could be in some trouble.
And I think so, because then you turn it into a shootout, and that means your offense has to keep pace.
Back to throw. Fields. The quick slant caught. And he couldn't quite get there. Tackled down at the 1. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal. They'll try and run for it on 1st and goal. And he's into the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. A great play there. His 11th touchdown of the year. And the Steelers have taken a first quarter lead. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. And And this will be a touchback as that sails over the end line. Now this offensive unit ready to see what they can do here. And, Charles, if the season ended today, and it's not going to, we still have December left.
More football.
We're only in November. But they would be a wild card team. And that's great. They'd be in the playoffs, but you know they're trying to bump up to be one of those division leaders.
That guarantees you at least one home game in the playoffs, and that's what you're really seeking. But there also isn't much margin for error for this team, right? Because right where they're sitting, a 2-game losing streak could have them out of the playoffs, so they've got to make sure they continue to keep the momentum going.
Absolutely. There's some sharks smelling blood in the water behind them. Trying to shake off the interception. He'll look to throw.
And they're picking up right where they left off with the shutout that they pitched last week. A huge part of that, this pass rush. They know how to get after people.
Offensively, good luck finding some answers right now. Mahomes to throw on second down.
2 sacks last week. Another one right here. He's been unblockable lately, and I think that goes all the way back to not just his offseason, but the film study he's been doing during the week, because I think he's found matchups that he likes, and he's capitalizing.
A few times he's even defeated double teams. He doesn't care at this point. From his end zone, Mahomes on 3rd and long. Going up top. And he can't hang on to it. Nearly picked. He's known for his hands defensively. But instead it just brings up 4th down. And they bring their punter out there now. And no room for error here as his first punt comes from deep in his own end zone. And he'll try and hurry the kick, gets it away, but it's not looking that great. And what a golden break here. This ball is going to be touchdown, but just outside of the red zone. Pittsburgh's offense now heading back out onto the field. And, you know, certainly a lot of football left to be played. We're not into December yet, but right now where we stand, they're first place in their division. Looking good, looking to be a threat come January.
And let's think about what every team has in their goals. All right? Number 1 goal is what? Make the playoffs. Number 2 goal is win your division. Number 3.
And a big loss here as he's taken down.
And that's their first sack of this game. But how about last week? 6 sacks, great coverage downfield, which helped that pass rush. They are really working in sync right now.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24.
Hurry up, here we go. Green 39. Green 30.
From the gun, Fields. He'll rifle this one deep right side. And incomplete there. A nice hit. Jars the ball free and brings up 3rd down.
Tremendous field position there and a perfect time to do exactly what they did. Take a shot at the end zone. And they went for the big play, just unable to complete it.
An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down.
Gun, 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 gun.
Operating from the gun, Fields. And they're going to get him. He's taken down for a sack back at the 47-yard line. Myles Jack in there to get him for sack number 9 now on the year. And this won't get there. Won't be on line either. It's no good. Off to the right. And this score will stay right where it is.
Well, this winds up an empty possession. Everything looked okay. He just never got the ball on target. And knowing him, he'll be disappointed with that effort.
And because they couldn't hit the long field goal, they are set up nicely offensively at the 41, 1st and 10. Now it's Brown. And down inside the 35 he goes to the 32-yard line. 9 yards is the pickup there, and they'll have a 2nd and 1.
Despite the blitz, they're still able to pick up a nice solid gain. The disadvantage of blitzing often alters the normal spacing and run fits and leaves creases like they were able to exploit right there.
On 2nd down, here's Mahomes. And it's incomplete.
And it is true. You can draft the fastest. You can draft the most athletic guys. But if they don't know the art of positioning, sometimes it's all for naught. In this case, in the right spot, helped force the incompletion.
Yeah, but had his hands on it for a second. Would have been a tough catch, though. Falls incomplete. They tried to throw on 2nd down. Unsuccessful. Now it's 3rd and 1. Now they'll run it on the toss. He's got a 1st down and much more inside the 20. 18 yards there and a 1st down. That right there, a good sign for a team that's had trouble converting 3rd down so far this year. They're in the bottom 5 in the NFL, but they come through there.
Yeah, and I bet if we put our guy Marvin on the case and say, Marvin, tell us where they rank on 3rd and what, right? I bet they're in the top 5 in the league on 3rd and 5, 3rd and 6, 3rd and 7 or more, because that's how you end up not converting. Just too much yardage to pick up on 3rd down.
Left, 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 left. Left, 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 left.
On 1st down, Mahomes. Buying time to his left. And they'll bring him down at the 13-yard line. He'll get just a yard on the scramble. It's 2nd down.
Yeah, he only gets a few yards on 1st and 10, but he's better off doing that than throwing an incompletion or even worse, an interception.
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. And credit the tackle to Derek Barnett. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle. That's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold him to no gain.
Flush to his right. And it's intercepted at the goal line. Snags it for the pick. And they get the football, but not much on the return here as he stopped at the 7-yard line.
Well, I get what he was trying to do. He was moving to his right and trying to shift the coverage, but instead he shifted the coverage also to the right and threw right into it for an interception.
No, check, Patriot!
And they'll try the ground game here with the running back. And forget about finding a lane. He barely had time to look up before he was planted in the backfield.
He has elite instincts from his linebacker spot. He's able to diagnose the run and flies in like a missile to stop that one behind the line of scrimmage.
A 3-yard loss to start the drive. They'll look to make that up and then some on 2nd and 13.
Gun!
They'll run it now out of the gun. And he'll be brought down, it looks like, right at the 15. 11 yards on the pickup, and that'll bring up a 3rd down.
Look, the 1st down marker is out there, but sometimes it's hard to find for an offense when they're in a long yardage situation, which usually means throw the football. In this case, they went against the tendency and ran it, and boy, the reward was there. A big pickup, and guess what? It's now 3rd and very short in order to try and pick up a 1st down.
On 3rd and 2, Fields. On the right side open is Gesicki. And way up past the 35 before he's taken down. A good pickup there, a 22. Throwing on 1st down, Fields. Finding his safety valve here. That's complete. And he'll bring it up here to right at the 40-yard line. A gain of 4 on the play, and it'll make it 2nd down.
Well, it's tough to be a defender in today's NFL because there's so many things to account for in today's passing game, including the back sneaking out of the backfield. Not quite as bad as a turkey bowl where you have that center-eligible stuff, but still a lot of guys to...
And he fires one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 45. And his guys are going to get the football at their own 47-yard line.
Well, it's a cold night, and whether you're a quarterback that wears a glove on his throwing hand or not, that ball is a rock, Brandon. You've got to really drive it through the cold and the wind, or it can take off on you. And that may have been what happened there.
Good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail!
They'll run it here with Brown. And he's going to take this one down inside the 45. A nice run there, 9 yards, and it'll be 2nd down.
And there we saw one of the downsides of blitzing during a rundown because sometimes you get out of your gaps. You don't fit the run quite as well because you're headed towards the ball carrier with abandon.
False start there. That will set the offense back 5 yards.
Brandon, the lineman certainly flinched there before the snap. A good call.
It's a loss of 5 there, bringing up 2nd.
Black 58 rail! Black 58 rail! Slow! Left! Slow!
Now Mahomes throwing on 2nd down. Oh, Mahomes can't get away, and down he goes.
They were in the top 5 in sacks in the league coming into this one. That's their 3rd one in this game. Obviously, pass rush has been a strength of this team all year long.
And apparently they're not satisfied with top 5. They want to climb that ladder.
Yeah, I think it goes back to their offseason. They decided to make it a priority, and it's working out.
On 3rd and long, it's Mahomes. And incomplete. Almost intercepted. The D lineman almost had it. Couldn't hang on.
My man's getting a little loose with the football there, right? Interception before, almost had one here. He's got to start taking better care of it.
Yeah, really should have been back-to-back drives with interceptions. He's lucky there. And the punt team on now as this one's sent away. And this is going to hit the goal line and continue on into the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Steelers. And following the interception, just any interception, are you a little bit more cautious when you start that next drive, or no, you just throw that out the window?
I think you are. I don't think that there's any way you can run back out there and go, totally didn't affect me. Let's just go ahead and be loose with the football again. You're going to take care of it, but you have to be careful about being too cautious because now you can't run any offense at all.
Still want to attack. We'll see how they attack him here. He's going to loft one deep left side here. And nearly picked off there. Almost intercepted. Instead, 2nd down.
Well, nearly another interception there. That would have been 2 drives in a row with a pick. He's got to start taking care of the ball way better than what we're seeing.
Interestingly, that throw was probably worse than the one he threw the interception on last drive, but fell incomplete. They'll try again from the 20 on 2nd and 10.
Detroit!
Throwing again. Fields. And he comes back with one complete. 50 catches for him now on the year, and he's got a 1st down.
One of the advantages of zone defense, as I remember it, is being able to see the play develop in front of you. One of the disadvantages, when they find those levels where they can hit you with it, sometimes behind the corner and in front of the safety, it makes it tough to defend.
On first down, Fields. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And that's going to wind up incomplete. However, we do have a flag down. Let's check in with our referee. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys that play center. Having to snap the ball and then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So following the hold, they're in a bit of a hole here with a 1st and 20.
Now let's go. 3-19. 3-19. Gone, gone. Gone, gone.
Looking to throw. Fields. They'll find a man over the middle. It's Washington. That's a good chunk of yardage. It's going to be canceled out.
And we always talk about hidden yardage in a game. That's going to count as that because now it doesn't go on the books, but now they have to make that up again, don't they?
From the gun, Fields. He's going to fire one deep over the middle. Well, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way down to the 39. A big play that time for Pittsburgh. 44 yards.
Detroit! Detroit!
On 1st and 10, Fields. Caught right side, Davis. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards. And let's not take for granted, in these conditions, that's never an easy pass and catch.
You really got to find a way to drive the ball. You know, get your grip. You know, that's why we see some of the guys now that put the gloves on when they throw the ball in this type of a condition. Sometimes the glove might make it too slippery. So you got to figure out what's going to work for you. But how about the receivers?
And caught in the end zone. Touchdown, Steelers. Mark Andrews, his 3rd touchdown now on the year. And the Steelers find a way to stretch their lead. And it's 15-0. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. This will be fielded at the 6. And he'll take this across the 25. Couple extra yards up to the 27-yard line. Now this offense about ready to take over again. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the first half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that.
Mahomes hit. He lost the football.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is a quarterback. The ball gets away from him. Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
Two minutes remain here in the first half. Back to Heinz Field after this. Sacks, a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. To throw, it's Mahomes. His throw incomplete.
This defense has been very disruptive early on as they force another one to go awry.
Seems to be the front and the back. Been able to get home, and they're taking the ball away in coverage as well.
I love how you put it together. The front and back working in sync, only way to play good defense.
The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've only converted once in 4 tries. This is 3rd and 17. Now here's Mahomes. Escaping the pressure right. And he will go down outside of the pocket for a sack. Tried to get away, but could not.
The amount of sacks that they've absorbed in this game is absolutely extraordinary. Let's just face it. This offensive line, flat out, cannot handle this pass rush. It's been demonstrated time and time again.
He's been a busy man here in this first half as he gets it away. And taken right on the 30. 12 yards on the return that time. And the Steeler offense, they're set up nicely as they take over. The Steelers offense now, they head back onto the field. And they had to go a long way on their last drive to score the touchdown. This time they get at least a little bit more of a cushion with field position.
I have to think that with this field position, after what they did on the last drive, they might want to take a shot right now and try and cut down the length of the drive.
And he just gets rid of it, throws it away. A wise move there, looked like nobody open, now second down.
He's thrown one interception already, and that doesn't necessarily mean the rest of the game is going to go like that. But it does seem that he's a little bit off in his approach to this one.
Yeah, it does, and that was a risky throw right there.
Got to be careful about taking care of the ball, making sure you get back within yourself. I mean, those mechanics that they work on all the time, they're there for a reason. Kind of get back to those and maybe tamp it down a little bit.
They call it a gain of 19, and it moves the chains. So in the second quarter, he's already up over 100 yards receiving now.
And isn't 100 the magic number for a really good game for a receiver? So he got a chance to really shatter that and have a profound effect on this game.
That'll be taken in there by James Washington. And brought down, but not before they're inside the 25. Another nice gain, 16 yards there and a first down again. This quarterback now closing in on a 200-yard first half through the air. It's 1st and 10.
Now let's go. Green 39. Green 30.
They'll run it now out of the gun. He's to the 10. And he's going to be taken down here with a penalty flag on the field. So this will be accepted as it moves the offense backwards. Throwing on first down. Fields. Flushed out right. And that is incomplete. 16 seconds now on the clock.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
A great move in there, but it only takes him to the 7. He's dropped there. Now a timeout signaled for, and they'll get it with 10 seconds to go before halftime. And the Steelers on third down. They've been okay, 2 for 3 thus far. This will be 3rd and 5. And now they'll take a timeout defensively. After the second down play, they burn the timeout, making him sweat out the final few ticks here in the second quarter. So 3rd and 5, defensively expecting pass. They've got 6 DBs out there. He may try, and he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback in the final seconds of the first half. And the Steelers are going to add on to their lead.
That's a lead that excites a team as they head into the half. Good way to finish things off.
Yeah, able to extend that lead, and you always say it, that can totally change the complexion of half number 2.
Yeah, it changes your morale, changes your outlook. But even before that, let's see if they decide to kind of squib kick or what they're going to do on the kickoff, because you don't want to give up a big play right before the half ends.
Good point. So out now comes the offense back onto the field. And some dangerous territory. You're already down 3 scores. A 3-and-out here, or an inability to put any points up. This one might be over by half.
Yeah, and what you also have to guard against is calling every play for a big shot downfield. You know, thinking you're going to get all these points back on one drive. You're not. And last time I looked, it's still the first half. I'm not saying you have ultimate patience here, but you also don't have to go ahead and force everything either.
This snow front that has socked much of the East Coast not going away as we are back to it in the second half. The Steeler offense now with a football first here to begin the third quarter. They built a good first half lead. Now they have a chance to add on to it.
And what I'm thinking is that the offensive staff spent the entire halftime just working with them on, here's what we think they're going to do to attack us in the second half. Nice first half that we've had, guys, but be prepared for some change-ups. We're going to see them when we kick it off in the second half.
See how they handle any adjustments that might be made defensively. He'll rifle this one deep right side, and it pops free. The collision. There jarred the ball loose and brings up second down. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10.
Here we go now. 3-19. 3-19. Here we go.
To throw again. Fields eluding the pressure right. And it's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect. But one thing's for sure, they're still taking their shots downfield, even with a big lead.
I think it's way too early to go into a shell, so I like what they're doing. Continue to take your shots. Continue to be aggressive. It's not their job to slow themselves down.
Green 39. You better be afraid of me. Check. Lucky.
To throw on 3rd down. Fields. Flush to his right. Oh, he's got a man wide open. Complete. It'll be a gain of 17 and a Pittsburgh first.
And there was absolutely zero pressure on the quarterback on that play. 3rd down, and he has all the time in the world to eventually find an open receiver for a 1st down pickup.
Ball up to the 35 now as they come up on 1st and 10. They just do get the playoff as he'll look to throw. Escaping the pressure right. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off at the 14. That's now his 2nd interception in as many weeks from his linebacker position.
And think about all the different techniques he has to employ in a passing situation. Is he spot dropping because it's zone? Is he picking up man-to-man? Is he having to run with a running back or a tight end? In any event, great eyes, head on a swivel, and excellent hands.
Yeah, versatility and showing those hands. So after the INT, here's Mahomes going for the deep ball. So they took a shot on 1st down but couldn't connect.
Credit the secondary and credit the defensive game plan. They've been in his hip pocket all game long. They understood coming in that he was a big-time receiver.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on 1st down.
Black 58 Ram. Black 58 Ram. Left. Slow. Check. Hey.
Working from the gun, Mahomes. And his throw is going to be incomplete. Adam Shaheen was the intended target. And now it's 3rd down. This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down.
Over! No. Check. Patriot! Gun!
And now the first throw for the backup quarterback. Flushed out right. Trying for Brown, and it's intercepted. Picked off at the 30. And he's going to get this one to the 23-yard line.
I tell you, Brandon, it seems like this guy's been all over the field so far. That's his second interception of the game, and so much of playing defense in the NFL, especially when it comes to defending the pass, is all about positioning and technique. And this is fantastic work on both fronts there.
Trying to shake off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. And he'll toss this one incomplete. Seeing no options, he throws it away.
I hope I don't sound too rah-rah on that one, but that's the exact right throw. Either your receiver gets it or no one gets it. Give him a lot of credit for being really precise with it.
Got rid of it. No one got it. Once again, they'll go from the 23-yard line on 2nd and 10. Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Fields being chased out left. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete. Throwing the football, he's not as sharp as he was last week when he was over 70%. Right now, he's under 50%.
Well, that comes from extra game film, extra time. You know those guys watched him all week, saw how precise he was, and constructed a defense to try and chip away at that, and thus far they've been successful.
The chance of wasting this great starting field position, a real threat. This is 3rd and long.
Lucky 56.
On 3rd down, Fields steps away to his left. And that's incomplete. What a difference a week makes. Last week he hit on over 80% of his passes. This week he's down under 50%. What do you see as the difference?
Well, I think we're used to seeing a drop. If someone's over 80%, they're not going to hold that number, not in this league. But a drop under 50%, that just tells me that the defense, they spent a lot of extra time on game films and came up with a really good plan to try and chip away at his timing.
Well, we looked at each other right away. We knew that flag was coming out.
And I always enjoy the conversation post because officials always tell you, I don't want to throw the flag, but you caused the play. You did it. I had to.
The roughing the kicker called on 4th down. What a big break. Leads to a 1st and 10.
Here we go.
Off play action. Fields eluding the pressure right. And his throw here's incomplete.
Brandon, it looked like he had his hands on it for a moment, but let's face it, that was going to be a tough catch all the way because of the presence of the defense right there as he was trying to haul it in.
Yeah, nice job to force the incompletion. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
Throwing again. Fields. Flush to his right. And it's caught. And he's in. Touchdown, Steelers. Mark Andrews with his 2nd touchdown of the game, 4th of the year. And the Steelers capitalize on the short field as they take it in for 6. Oh, how about this? No good. Just his 2nd miss of the year. And our score will stay right where it is. Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And here now the offense heading back out there. They have been struggling. I would imagine at halftime they went through some possible changes. Well, those changes aren't working, so now where do you go?
I think that now it's much more in their head. And what I mean by that is just what you said. You've gone over the changes. I bet they were pretty clinical at the half, not too emotional. They might need to go to the emotional side because you've got to find something, some spark somewhere. And so far, just being calm hasn't exactly worked.
They need any spark at this point. Mahomes going to throw. He's going to air one out. And for a 3rd time tonight, he's intercepted. Picked off by Marcus Williams.
So that's back-to-back drives where they've thrown an interception. Ordinarily, we look at the offense and say, what's going on with your scheme? Maybe we should look at the defense and just give them a whole lot of credit. They've got them frustrated right now.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. And they'll run it here. And he'll get this up to about the 38-yard line. Credit him with a 1-yard gain there to make it 2nd and 9.
Tough first half for him, unable to put up the numbers he's used to producing. But with a guy like him, you and I both know it just takes a couple of explosive touches for him to make an impact on this game and on the stat sheet as well.
Now they'll run it on the toss. And he'll get this up past the 45 to the 47. Give him 8 yards there. Still a few inches to go, though, as it'll be 3rd down and about the length of the football. The offense on 3rd down tonight, they've converted 4 times out of 6. Not bad. They're looking at 3rd in the nose of the football. Now they'll run on the draw. He's got a 1st down and then some inside the 40. And he'll cut it to the right sideline. They're able to convert on 3rd down, and that sets up a 1st and goal.
They're trying to show that they can run the ball and protect this lead. Give it to the backs, play a little bit of keep away, don't you think?
And that's probably a good philosophy at this point, going to make that defense stand up and stop it. After the big play, a chance to finish now on 1st and goal. And they'll turn to the power game to try to get in. And he'll get him a bit closer as he's down to the 2-yard line. It's a gain of a yard, and it'll set up 2nd and goal.
That's someone who's pretty happy right there. That's the defensive coordinator. Body after body getting to him before he can get started.
From the 2 now, 2nd and goal.
Detroit! Detroit!
They'll come out in the pistol. And he'll be hit as he releases it, and that'll fall incomplete.
Well, sometimes you just have to take things into your own hands, don't you? I mean, the offense is really struggling in this game. They're the ones keeping things going. They have to continue to play at that level.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've been very good, 5 for 7 thus far. This is 3rd and goal.
Here we go now. 3
Operating from the gun, Fields. Escaping the pressure right. And he's in for 6 and a Steeler touchdown. It's their quarterback taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Steelers offense, they continue to pour it on. You always worry about the plant foot in the snow, but no problems there. And the lead will swell by 1 more. The kickoff unit is out on the field, and they will send this one away. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now this offense ready to head back out there. And last time wasn't pretty. 1 play and an interception. We'll see if they can do better.
I want to see if they want to go ahead and throw the ball again now on this drive after what happened on the last one. Throw it on the first play. Give the quarterback some confidence.
See what happens. Shaheen, the tight end, on the right side. And he'll get it up near the 35, right at the 34 here. Give him 9 there on the 1st down completion.
Seeing that play and understanding just how tough it is to cover tight ends, especially the ones running around the NFL nowadays, makes me glad I didn't make it in that league. I would have had a really difficult time.
But now you get to sit up here with me.
Yeah, and that's fun, isn't it? And what a really nice game right there on 1st down for them. Brings up a nice 2nd down for him.
He sets to fire deep. And he's unable to grab it. Thought he might have had position, couldn't hold on, 3rd down.
This defense is continuing to contest every deep ball that is thrown downfield. And, look, it doesn't matter whether you're playing man or zone. Eventually, that becomes man on man, and you've got to trust yourself and go up at that moment of truth and make a play on the football.
The offense on third down tonight, they've had their troubles, just 1 for 6. They're up against a 3rd and 1 situation. They'll run. This is Brown. And he will have a first down as they get him to the ground at the 37. Only 3 there on the pickup, but that's enough to move the chains. Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Mahomes now on first down. He couldn't quite hold it. Got hit. Ball pops out. Incomplete. We saw this a lot in the first half, and it continues. These receivers just not able to get much separation.
So that means they have to win the 50-50 balls. They've got to go up with the defender and find a way to start coming down with them.
And this time, contact and another incomplete pass. Line of scrimmage, again the 37 as they line up 2nd and 10. Mahomes will try again on 2nd down. And that would not to be. It's incomplete. So they couldn't hook up as time has now run out on this 3rd quarter of play. Now they face a 3rd and 10 after back-to-back incompletions. From the gun, it's Mahomes. He's going to look deep for Perriman. And for the 4th time tonight, it's an interception. Isaac Yiadom in there to pick it. And he'll take this back all the way up past the 45-yard line. Just a little bit of a rough stretch. 6 interceptions now in these last 2 weeks combined.
I know the easy thing is to go back to mechanics, footwork, things of that nature. I'm also wondering, is he getting fooled by what he's seeing on defense? Has the scouting report changed? Are they showing him things different than what he expected? For the 2nd week in a row, he's throwing it to the guys in the wrong color shirts.
Yeah, he better figure, whatever the reason is, he better figure it out. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Detroit! Detroit!
Off the play fake. Fields steps away. Pressure, and he's going to be taken down. They sack him back right around the 44. Charles, you said earlier this defense is probably going to need to hold these guys right around 20 or under that if they were going to have a chance. It was evident pretty early on that wasn't going to happen.
Yeah, they left 20 behind a long time ago in this game, didn't they? It looks like they're headed towards a big, big number. But 20 was the threshold because that kept them in the ball game and kept the pressure off of their own offense.
So after the sack, they'll come up on a still manageable 2nd and 13. Off play action. Fields. That's brought in by Davis over the middle. That one goes for 24 yards. Still throwing the football here, even with the big lead.
Yeah, I know you and I came up in a different era, and we think about sportsmanship and all that. Other people think about fantasy points and getting their numbers. That's all they care about right now.
From the 32 now, here's 1st and 10.
All right, now, lucky 56. Lucky 56.
They go play action here on 1st down. They'll buy some time right. Wide open receiver complete. And taking it to the 15-yard line before he's brought down. 17 more yards on that one as they keep the drive rolling. Inside the red zone here. They'll look to throw. Now he'll escape to his left. And that one's going to be over everybody in the back of the end zone. It's incomplete. 4th quarter, you've got the big lead. If you're coaching, Charles, you still taking shots like that downfield?
I'd be a little more concerned with running some clock and making sure you're taking care of the lead because you keep flinging it around, you throw a couple of picks, you could put yourself in jeopardy.
An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. Now with just 1 second showing on the play clock, we're going to get a timeout. It's just their first. They'll be down to 2 remaining as we step aside here in the 4th quarter. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down.
Hey, 4 down, 4 down. Here we go now.
To throw again, Fields. And he's got his man on the out route. And he's going to take it in for a Steeler touchdown. Mike Gesicki, his 6th touchdown of the season. And this Steelers offense is running away with this one. So another score there. Often you talk about the 3 phases of the game. Defense, offense, special teams. It's been a clean sweep in this one, hasn't it?
It certainly has. They've been pretty dominant throughout this game. And privately, the head coach will add a 4th phase. That's the coaching. And he'll tell the ownership that as he tries to negotiate a new contract off of this win.
They are looking strong here in the 4th quarter. Extra point attempt to follow here. Flip it to the kicker. He looks like he's going to throw it. And that is incomplete. They've got this big lead. They said, forget 1. We want 2. Instead, they got 0.
Unbelievable that they didn't even attempt it from the 15-yard line. What are they thinking? I do know this. When you fake one in this situation with that type of a lead, especially from the 15-yard line, oh, boy. I tell you what, meeting them again somewhere down the line, they'll remember this. Yeah, they'll think that they were trying to clown them a little bit.
The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away.
And that drives coaches insane, doesn't it? When they see that happen, it just doesn't feel right, does it? Plus, you're giving up yardage.
So good starting field position for them here as they come up 1st and 10. Mahomes now to throw. Able to find Shaheen here. And he'll go down right around the 47 this time. Call it a pickup of 7, and it'll bring up a 2nd down. One thing I think that's safe to say defensively, the tackling's been really good.
And because of that, it's been very, very hard for them to move the ball because you're not getting the benefits of run after catch. They're tackling them almost on the spot. That means you have to run extra plays, harder to move it.
Check Mike 27. I'm coming after you. I'm coming after you.
Shotgun snap to Mahomes. Flushed out right. Now he's going to throw deep right. And now here is another interception. Chidobe Awuzie with a pick. And a big turnover there as his guys will get the football back. And they'll go on the ground. And he's going to lose yardage here back at the 8. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Brandon, it's clearly a running situation when you're up in the 4th quarter. They're going to have to stack the box and make it difficult for them to move the ball.
Made it very difficult right there. Now they need to repeat that effort.
Yeah, bring 7, 8, 9, whatever it's going to take to slow them down.
Time for a break. This one, all over but the shouting. We'll finish it after this. Looking to throw on second down. Fields eluding the pressure right. And Davis has it over the middle. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this across the 25-yard line. The Steelers able to pick up 18 yards there. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10.
Now let's go.
That one looks like he'll throw here. Forced out to his left. And it pops free. The collision there jarred the ball loose and brings up 2nd down. So he can't hang on, and as I watch that unfold, I remembered an expression that I've heard, maybe from you, I don't know, but you're going to get hit anyways, might as well hold on to the ball.
Well, you know a coach said that, right?
Yeah. Not
an actual player. Not a chance at all. Way easier said than done.
Once again, they'll come up on the 26-yard line, 2nd and 10.
All right, here we go.
And they'll go with a ground attack here. A very good move, but for a relatively modest gain out near the 32. In on the stop, the safety, Troy Apke.
That's it. That's what you want. Straight ahead, positive gain. Just keep that clock ticking.
And the Steelers on 3rd down. They've hit on 6 of their 8 tries. Very good. This will be 3rd and 5.
Hey. 4 down.
And they'll go ground game here with a tailback. He gets 7 out of it, and he also gets a first.
Do my eyes deceive me, or is he getting stronger as this game moves along?
Burst seems just as good here in the 4th as it was way back in the 1st, doesn't it?
I do believe someone put a lot of time in the offseason and continues to condition during the season in order to continue to carry the ball at this rate.
So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. And he'll take this for a short gain on what will prove to be the final play of this ball game. Well, partner, there's something special about a game in the snow. Just always fun in these elements, although a little chillier up here in the open-air booth. The only thing that's not fun is that we got the mid-game notification that our flight was canceled tonight, but we'll deal with that later. It was really a fun game to watch, though.
It was, and there is something special about games played in the snow because the element of surprise really kicks in. You don't know how they're going to handle the ball, if someone's going to make a dramatic play just out of nowhere, and all of a sudden it just changes the course of things. But a big shout out to our crew to make sure that we were comfortable up here, as comfortable as one could be. In these elements, they took care of us and made sure we were dressed properly.
So for Pittsburgh, they keep pace in the playoff race as they move to 8-3 on the year. And they will hit the road next week. Meanwhile, for San Antonio, we'll see how this affects their playoff standing as they fall to 7-4 now on the year. And they'll get a chance to redeem themselves at